Hey guys, it's Mike, another King Arthur's Legend Rise video. We are back in the account today. Got our castle upgrading, got through the missions yesterday, did all of our dailies, and upgraded some champions. So I feel like we made a lot of progress since the last video. We did get Merlin decked out, all the way awakened to star level 4. Was not able to press on further than that to begin to get hit the legendary statues, and we do need some of the pedestals as well. But we did get him all the way to level 60, which is huge. We have Claudius to level 60 also. Where are we at here? And then let's see here. We got Sigrun also upgraded to 6-star, but she's still at level 50. And then we upgraded Anguish and Cormac to 6, or excuse me, Anguish is only 5-star, 5-star 50, and Cormac 6-star and 50 as well. But that was part of that Steed faction. We were trying to get going on that and got pretty far in those. Also got some awakenings done on them as well. We did get Cormac's Frost relic going on and started upgrading that also. So that's on to level 30 with some awakening as well. So we're making some pretty good progress. Cormac he seems pretty impressive. I don't have him obviously maxed out yet. I have a lot of, like, his gear leaves a lot to be desired. In fact, the gear on my account leaves a lot to be desired. I don't have very good gear, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how hard it is to get gear in this game. So you see I got some 3-star here, some 2-star. I actually have not put a belt or a orb on him. I'm not sure what these are called. What are these called? Immortals, yeah, an orb. Hey, look at me go. That's an opportunity there, and you can get those in that 3rd dragon. So I need to spend a little more time farming there. I'm trying to get my dragon team up so that I can farm for 5-star gear, and I've heard that Sigrun is a great get out of here. There we go. Sigrun is a great champion for that because of that marked ability. So if you put her in there with 3 healers and then just keep her alive, she can blaze through quite a few of the high dungeons of Dragon. So hopefully with some of the other champions I have, I can put together a better team that can do a little better than just some basic healers. But I'm anxious to get this champion up and running and get her decked out with the right gear. So I got to do a little homework to see how I need to build her, and then we'll get moving forward there. But all in all, the account's coming along. I've got a lot of 5-star folks on the account. We've got quite a few 4-star folks as well, and just kind of moving through. I would like to see a couple Jarretts. I want to build my Rosier too. Oh man, I got so much to do. I do have Chivalry. No, I haven't pulled her yet, but I do have these tokens here, so I'm trying to figure out where I should use those. Probably going to be on Cormac, but definitely could be on Rosier. But there was another one, I think it may have been Anguish, who does some dots, and he might require some Chivalry to land those dots or to put those out there. So I gotta do some homework before I use those resources. Come to find out, these are a pretty scarce resource to come by, so you want to make sure you're using them strategically. Initially I put all of my energy into Turin. Not sure if that was the best move or not, but I think that her support getting through the game, I'm right here at level 8, almost there. The 8th one, I guess, is the best across the board. You want to get them at least to level 8 when you can, but her support has been fantastic and really helped me push through some content. Now I'm actually kind of going back and taking her out of some of my teams and replacing her with Merlin, and then just sheer damage is getting me through. So I got Merlin, Tristan, Morgan, and then Kay. Which has been working pretty well, but I can swap in Turin when I need a little extra support, and she's doing a great job for me there. We do have some summons to do today, only a 10-pack and then some of the little guys too, but I would love to see some of this guy here because I would like to get moving on my team for Gorgos, so I can farm higher levels, get more experience and more gold. That's going to be a big win because then I can level up my champions a little faster and I have the money to do it. So as far as uncommon characters, I think he's the only one I've pulled of Jarrett. Yeah, I've pulled 1 copy of him ever. So that's kind of frustrating. I don't think you need Chivalry on him for him to function, but it will help as far as trying to upgrade common and uncommon characters to keep up with your rare and legendary characters. They do require a lot more better gear and probably more chivalries and things like that, just so they're on par and they can survive in those spaces. So I'd love to see some copies of him, seeing how we're probably going to get some uncommons along the way. What we got today is we do have on the special summons, we have 15, so we're only going to pull 10, unfortunately. On the normal ones, we got 10 there. On the fire relics, we've almost got to a 10 pack, but on the frost relics, we are at a 10 pack, so we'll pull those. And then also on the storm relics. So hopefully we can get a relic or two that might help the account out today. I do need to do a lot more homework on the relics to find out exactly what I'm hoping for. I did get Cormac's frost relic, and I do know Morgan's frost relic is also fantastic. On Merlin's front, I think his flame relic is actually pretty strong, but it goes away from his freezes. So, but he becomes more of a healer. But it sounded like it was pretty interesting. So that could be one, but we're not pulling flames, so I guess that doesn't much matter. Over here, we do have a couple things. We did finish all of the stars in story mode on normal. So we were able to get the final chapter completed with 3 stars and got this guy here. So we'll pull that and see if we can get lucky there. I think that's a guaranteed rare or legendary character. And then we do have these as well. So let's start here and jump in and see what we can get. I'm going to make sure I'm actually recording. If you saw my video last time, I did a lot of summons and I forgot to hit record. So that was kind of silly. But summon a rare to legendary hero. Here we go. We got, all right. So that's actually, I think, the second copy of her, so I can get her to Chivalry level 8. So that's actually incredible. Let's go do that because that will make me extremely happy. I'm pretty sure I already had a copy of her. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to make sure we're not using those guys. We're going to get her on to level 8. That is a huge win right there. Take that all day long. So here we're getting those enhances recovery powder and healing elixir. Let's see here. Recovery powder, 5% chance to trigger upon using a skill. Heal the ally with the lowest HP by 50% of the target's max HP. That would be insane. That's so big of a heal. It's a small chance, but when it procs, it's going to make a big difference. 10% chance to trigger upon using a skill. Heal the ally with the lowest HP, 50% of target's max HP. Grant abnormal status immunity for 1 turn. The one thing I will say is a lot of these kits get really complicated. Like as you start reading through it, so trying to understand exactly what they're doing, you almost have to see it in action. Abnormal status immunity. Skills cannot inflict abnormal status effects on this target. So, alright, we'll have to take a peek at what abnormal statuses are. I'm not sure if that's like your freeze, your stun, your confusion, like those kind of things. They seem abnormal to me, but if you can avoid those, that'd be pretty good. But yeah, getting her to Chivalry level 8, that's a huge win. I'm excited about that. So let's jump back in here and see what we got with these relics. Here we can get common through rare, I believe. So we're going to go with that and keep our fingers crossed. We've got all common except for 1 bow, which I'm pretty sure I already have. So that's something. That's something. All right. I'm not sure what to really be excited about there. But we're going to jump into, what do we got here? No, just some orbs. Just some orbs. All right, we're going to jump in and pull these guys here over at Lake Avalon. We'll stay with the relics for now. Let's grab these storm relics. We're going to guarantee ourselves a rare relic with this 10 pull here. See who we get. All right. It's not gold. It's blue. It's blue. All right. So we got a rare. We got 2 rares. Perfect. All right. Let's take a peek and see who we got. So the Razor Edge for Maul. Got some bizarre names in this. Bodwin. I'm not sure what he starts with, but I know he can be a great asset to your team when you're fighting the final boss that takes half your team away. You do need to get him, I think, to Chivalry level 3 for him to do it, but it'll prevent the boss from taking all of your team members. So that could be a benefit depending on what the differences are between. It might be the one that he actually starts with, so I'm not sure if it's actually a benefit or not, but he is a useful character. Somehow we got 2 of the exact same one, which seems extremely unlikely, but you know what? You gotta roll with it when it happens. So here we go. I would like to see Jarrett, and then I did see a video. Man, I'm trying to remember who did it. I think it was Scratch. Could have been Stu Gaming or Jay Giggs. I binged on a bunch of their videos, but this guy here actually does a pretty cool job with his AoE root system, which kind of is like a freeze, where it prevents enemies from being able to actually go, so they just lose a turn. But he seems to be a really good uncommon if you're trying to do some crowd control. So I was actually looking to potentially build him, so that's kind of fun. Trying to kind of learn about the characters that are a little more common. Alan was on one of the teams as well. I think this was some AoE ability. Hey, here's Jarrett here with the Storm. So I'll have to take a peek at that, see what he starts with, and see if that one's a benefit or not. Well, unfortunately, he does start with the Storm Relic, but apparently at some point I've already pulled his Fire Relic. So I don't remember doing that, but it's there, and then you summon it. It is kind of weird to me. Like when I first saw this, the summoning aspect, I thought it was weird you have to spend gold to actually summon a relic that you already have. It was kind of bizarre, I guess, but you know, it's there. I'm not sure which one of those is actually better, but we'll take a peek at that when I start to build him and find out. We'll jump back in here and see if we can get lucky on a Frost Relic. Ideally, Morgan's Frost Relic would be huge. From what I understand, it is her best relic. Although the Fire Relic she comes with is very good as well. Morgan's just a great champion all around. So we're going to move on. We got blue, and we're blue. All right, so we got a rare. Let's see here. We got 3 rares, so that could be pretty good. Let's see what we got going on here. I do really like the relic system. That's cool for Turin. I'll have to take a look at that because that could be a huge benefit. It's an interesting way of completely changing the dynamic of your character. And so it moves their affinity so they can be strong against other affinities, which is, I think, a pretty cool benefit. And then also it just changes their abilities as well. So if you need more AoE damage, you might have a relic that does extra AoE, or single target hits harder. Sarah with the rare, that could be a good one too. I'll have to take a peek at those and see if they add anything to the account. So we're over here on Turin taking a peek at that, and we got the heal on the A1 where she's healing an ally with the lowest HP and doing a small amount of damage. She's tickling them to death, but that's not why she's there. You have great support here with the effect accuracy increase as well as defense increase, so it's going to limit the amount of damage you're taking. And then if the weather is night, she grants all allies recovery over time. So that's kind of a cool ability too, especially paired with, I think Morgan switches to night, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Somebody switches over to night. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's too much going on. And then you have your big AoE heal there, as well as attack speed increase and increased resistance, which is also a great ability on her A3. If we compare that to the Frost here, it looks like the first ability is the same. The second ability, let's take a peek, grants recovery over time to an ally for 2 turns. So only one ally. If the weather is night, grants effective resistance for 4 turns and decreased defense for 4 turns. But it is only on one ally. Instead of the other one, which is an AoE ability, it affects all of the allies. And then here we have a 50% independent chance to grant each ally recovery increase for 1 turn, 100% to heal each ally 12.5% of turns max HP plus 30. So a 50% chance to recovery increase. So comparing this, that's a 9.7% of her HP. So it looks like it's a bigger heal, 12.5 plus 30. So that could potentially be a pretty good win for her. So I'll have to put that on her and see how it works out. Taking a look at Sarah's kit here, she's got the A1, attacks one enemy 34, and then heal the ally with the lowest HP by 5.7. The A2 heals all allies by 7.9, and then removes 1 debuff from all allies, which is going to be huge to remove like dot or defense down or any of those things. And then heal all allies 11% of her max HP, grants all allies defense increase for 1 turn. So Sarah's got a really good support kit as well. If we moved over to our Frost Relic, we're going to heal the ally with the lowest HP by 5.7, plus 150. So I think that was actually higher. Oh no, that's the same. That's the same. All right, and then if we come into her A2, heals all allies 7.9, Sarah's max HP, and removes 1 debuff. I think that's the same as well. 0.9, removes, yeah, so it's just going to be the A3 that differs here, I'm assuming, which was the heals all allies 11%, and then on the Frost, let's take a peek at this. Heal an ally 20% of her max HP, removes 1 debuff from an ally. So I would say the AoE heal is probably going to be better. Defense increase on all allies is good. The removal of one buff is good on that A3, but it's only for one ally. So I think the Storm is going to be the better choice here, just reading through the kit briefly. All right, we're back over in Lake Avalon here. We're going with the normal summons. We are not guaranteed to get a rare character with a 10 pull on the normal summons, even though every time I pull, I expect to get a rare. So it's kind of fun when I'm learning that. But okay, here we go. We got hopefully a Jarrett. We want a Jarrett. Let's get a Jarrett. I have pulled, I think at this point, all the commons and uncommon characters in the game, but obviously there's a lot of chivalry to be had, and you do need a lot of the copies of these characters. So this is the guy we were talking about that had that ability with the, basically it's an AoE, crowd control with putting roots up. It's basically like a freeze and prevents the enemy from taking a turn. So a copy of him is going to go help us out. Oh, that was our other uncommon guy. This guy is a goofy looking dude. So, all right, well, that wasn't the best, but, you know, it wasn't the worst either. So let's go ahead and jump into special summons. I cannot complain. We pulled a legendary on the last one. It did make me go to pity to get my Merlin, but then we got Sigrun in the next 10 pull. So probably not getting lucky this time, but hey, you know what? Stranger things have happened. Keep our fingers crossed. We'll see what happens here. Looks like last time I think it lit up gold when I got it. So this one's going to be blue. All right, we're getting a rare at least. We got 3 rares, so that's not too bad. So Cormac is great. We can get him a chivalry moving forward. I don't know. I think that's my first copy, so I don't think I'll be able to move him forward right now. There we go. We got a Jarrett there. That's our second Jarrett on the account, so pretty excited there. Let's see if we can get a few more of him. That'd be great. Bulk has some use cases as well, and Alan I think was the other one that had some use cases. 2 Gareths, that's kind of interesting. We can get her chivalry up just with this 10 pull, so that's fun. And then we did get that Turin pull as well, so pretty big day for the account. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so I think we got some small wins there. Nothing huge to really write home about, but every little bit is progress, and we're keep on keeping on. So I am pretty pleased with our roster. It's kind of growing here. We got quite a few 6 stars going on. I need to work on Cormac, getting him over to, let's see here. Yeah, we just got the 1 copy of him, so we could upgrade him that way. I'm not sure if that's the right move, so I'm not going to do that quite yet. But he is definitely on my agenda, especially now that I have his Frost Relic. But we're growing the account day by day. We got quite a few characters going on here that are actually doing some work for us. And the more 6 stars we can get, the more choices we have when we start getting stuck in different aspects. I have been pushing on in adventure mode and in the story mode. Completely, like I said, cleared out the normal, and now I'm going back through on hard, trying to get those 3 stars across the board. But it does step up quite a bit there, and I'm not sure I'm ready. So I think the big opportunity for me at this point in time is really getting gear on the account, spending some time here in the dungeons. This guy here is going to be, I believe, if I can defeat level 6 or 7 is where you start getting, oh, this is 4-star gear. So right at level 7 you start getting 5-star gear. So that would be ideal if I could get to that point, but last time I played on 6 it just wasn't there. But it sounds like Sigrun is going to be the missing piece for my team and get me on to some of these higher levels where I can get some better gear. Once I have better gear, then I can go ahead and get my people outfitted and equipped and hopefully make some progress and see some bigger gains in stats where I can do a little more damage than what I'm doing right now. But I think that's about what I got for you today. I appreciate you spending the time with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.